episode 26. This is Bay State Sports Podcast, episode 26.
Long awaited.
Way long awaited.
We're back.
Shouts out to everyone who's stuck around between episodes. We've had a lot going on. For the YouTube people, you can see we're in a new spot.
The new stew.
The new stew. This is stage 1 of the new stew. Stage 2 coming soon. Still got to paint that room. Working on it. But, you know, we're getting there. This is Bay State Sports Podcast. We're back. My name is Pat. This is Brendan. We got a lot to talk about. We got the Celtics. We got the Celtics and Bruins making a playoff push. We got the Red Sox season starting up today. We have the Patriots trying to figure out what the fuck is going on with that team.
Big draft coming up.
Let's get right into it. Let's start with, I don't know, what do you want to start with?
We can start with the boys up top.
Let's start with the boys on the screen right now. So right now, the Celtics are queuing up to play against the Atlanta Hawks for the second time in a row, back to back, right?
Yeah.
In between.
You played Atlanta on Monday.
Yeah, we played Atlanta on Monday, and we blew a 30-point lead. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun to talk about. Let's get right into them. So as we stand right now, we've already locked up our playoff spot, and for all intents and purposes, we have locked up the number 1 seed in the Eastern Conference.
In the league.
I
mean, you haven't locked it in. You're still playing for it, but you have 10 games to go, I think.
And we're 11 games ahead of Milwaukee.
I'm talking like in
Everyone,
basketball.
Yeah, I think we're 11 games in front of Denver.
I think you're 10 in front of Denver as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the Celtics
are good.
They look really good.
They look really good. Everyone's looking at them going, they're the team to beat, they're this, they're that, whatever. We just blew a 20 or 10 point, or 30. Yeah, we just blew a 30-point lead against the Hawks. Very last season-esque of the Celtics.
So they just had a poll on this on NBC Sports, and it was, what is your way of fixing the Celtics late game woes? And I mean, the woes that come from this team, it's not a Missoula thing, it's not a Udoka thing, it's not a Brad thing.
No.
It's a player thing.
It's the player thing.
It's a player thing.
Yep.
They always do this. They have struggles in the last 5 minutes of games.
Yep.
And the options were timeouts, take more timeouts. It was attack the basket, and it was spread the ball. The main poll that the fans put in, the main option that they chose was attack the basket. It wasn't even about the timeouts.
Yep.
The fans want the team to attack the basket. And I can understand it when you have a guy like Jason Tatum, who is a physical freak.
Yep.
He is stronger than every player he's going to meet at the rim. He's going to be stronger than them. Jaylen Brown is even stronger.
Yep.
And then Porzingis, he has the finesse to get by most guys at the Summit.
Yep.
So I like the idea of attacking the rim when the shot doesn't fall. They're the best three-point shooting team in the league, but that doesn't have to limit their entire game.
No, and I agree. I mean, the poll, I understand why NBC Sports put those options in the poll, and they really are a good option. I mean, if you think about it, the logical thing to say, which is, I'm proud of the Celtics fans for saying it, was attack the basket. Because in all reality, what attack the basket means is you need to make easy shots.
Yeah.
You need to keep playing Celtics basketball for 48 minutes and keep doing what you do best. Do I think attack the basket is the only way they can win in the second half of the last 5 minutes of the game? No. I think the real answer is don't let up. And we've been saying this for a while. At the end of Celtics games, the Celtics get comfortable and they go, all right, we have a
30-point lead.
At that point, they already blew a lead.
Yeah, they blew like 19 points from it.
But they just get rattled and they turn into like ISO Celtics, and it feels like we're talking about Celtics of last season. And to be honest with you, was it kind of just a fluke game? We'll find out tonight because we're playing.
Rematch.
We're literally tipping off at this very second. But
at the same place.
Same place.
Both games are in Atlanta. I don't
NBA
understand the
schedule
schedule
makers,
at all.
what are you doing? But I think the big thing is they just need to keep being relentless. They need to keep playing Celtics basketball for 48 minutes and make their way through the game. Because in all reality, the Celtics have been doing that this year.
Oh, yeah.
This is no different Celtics. And you got to keep in mind key players like Drew Holiday, who have won the finals.
Yeah, he wasn't playing in this game.
Neither
was Derek White. That's the big stat with this team. They're 3-3 without Derek White.
Mm-hmm.
They're like 10-1 without KP. They're like 8-2 without Tatum.
Yeah.
Stuff like this, but they're 500 without White. He is one of the most important players on this team.
Mm-hmm.
He is slept on because of the superstars that he is around.
Are you talking Derek White or Drew Holiday?
Derek White.
Okay.
Derek
Good
White
job.
is one of the best shooters on the team.
Yep.
And he's possibly the best defender on the team.
Yep.
And he's very smart with the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's not going to dribble.
He's a very intelligent player.
He does not dribble into the void. He cuts.
Yep.
He drives. He passes it well.
Yep.
And he takes good shots. He takes high percentage shots. And he does his part for the team. And when he's not healthy, they miss him.
Mm-hmm.
But the great thing about Derek is he's always healthy
Mm-hmm.
most of the time. And he's always a huge... he brings a lot offensively and
basketball
defensively
team, yep.
to this team.
Yeah, no, and I totally agree. I think Derek White's huge. Derek White has been the anchor for this team. He's honestly, Derek White has brought this team what Marcus Smart was supposed to bring this team for seasons on end, but
It's like Marcus without the ego.
Exactly what I was saying, and I think Drew Holiday, first night back tonight, has the same effect. I mean, it's two guys that are willing to make the right play. Drew Holiday always makes the right play. Kristaps Porzingis always hits the three. He makes the right plays. Jason and Jalen know how to make the right play, but they're so good that you just kind of let them do their weird ISO thing, even if it's not the right move.
Yeah.
They kind of there's probably some
They can hit the shot,
They can do that,
but it's just tough.
So
it's not the best shot.
am I concerned about that blown lead? A little bit.
Yeah.
Just because of previous Celtics knowledge of them doing it consistently for years and years and years on end. Am I like, oh my God, the Celtics aren't good anymore? No, absolutely not. I think that game was a fluke. I don't think they played a good game. I think they let up. I think they know it. Because I'll tell you what, Joe Mazzulla told them.
Yeah.
Joe Mazzulla made sure they knew it. And I think it's not that big of a deal. That being said, if we see that happen again, I think we have issues.
Yeah, you have problems. Now, they are in a little bit of cruise control going into playoffs. They need to be healthy for the playoffs.
Yep.
Porzingis has had a healthy season.
Yep.
You know, he had a tough start. I think it was turf toe or something.
Yeah.
But he has been healthy pretty much the whole season. They've managed his workload the right way.
Yep.
He is one of the biggest X factors for the team.
Oh, 100%.
If he's healthy,
I think he is the X factor.
he might be the biggest X factor in the league.
100%.
If he's healthy, they cannot lose.
They're good.
And that's why I commend them. You know, a lot of people weren't taking the cheese on Porzingis. They would never move Marcus Smart for Porzingis because a lot of people didn't believe that Porzingis what he could bring. You know, what he could bring. He was just a hobbled player. He had a lot of health concerns.
Yep.
He is a dynamic piece to the team.
And to be fair, they have rested him quite a bit.
I think appropriately.
Throughout the season.
Same thing with Horford.
But I think Horford is 1,006,000 years old, so you kind of have to rest him.
But they always come out fresh.
But exactly.
You know?
I think that's the big thing with Porzingis and Horford is that they're big guys. They're tall.
They look good.
They're a little older, especially Al Horford.
They shoot the
Porzingis is a
ball.
little older, but they just fit so well with this team. They space for Jalen. They space for Jason. They space for White. Because
And
Al-
Porzingis is a threat down low as well.
Oh yeah, I
which
mean,
is why he's so dynamic.
7'4". I mean, of course you're a threat. No
He's
matter
dunking
what.
on everybody.
And so is Al Horford.
Not only is he dunking on people, he's posting up and he's taking mid-rangers and he's taking 3-point shots. What we haven't talked about yet with Holiday, 62% 3-point shooter in the corner.
Which is crazy.
That is more than half the threes he takes in the corner is a swish.
Yep.
He is the best corner shooter in the league right now.
So,
which is huge for the team.
Huge, and with him out for these past couple games, you've been seeing a little bit of a void, and I say a little bit because Peyton Pritchard has been
he's
balling
been phenomenal
for these last couple games. So it's kind of one of those like, yeah, we miss him, but Peyton Pritchard has kind of taken up some of the slack, which is great.
Yeah.
Which is what this team needs. But at the same time, it's one of those things where, you look at it and you go, okay, we don't particularly need Drew Holiday, but I'm really happy we had him.
Oh, yeah. Well, Pritchard, he earns his keep. He runs the second unit.
Mm-hmm.
He has a big contract, and he takes it in stride. He knows his role.
Yep.
Hauser knows his role.
Yep.
Cornette and Horford, they all know their roles, and that was a big problem for this team for a long time, was the bench did not know their role. Between Brogdon, Smart, White, all these guys, Pritchard, before he got the deal, they didn't know their roles, and they were just trying to put up stats to get their contracts.
Yep.
But now the team knows their roles and what they have to do, and this is why I want to talk about Jason Tatum's role.
Yep.
He is the best player on the team.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to hear it when they win. He's going to hear it when they lose. When it comes to the last shot, I give him the green light to go for it.
Yep.
But I want it to be a good shot. They're too good as a team, talent-wise. They are way too talented for their best player to just hold on to the ball and pound it into the ground and then take a bad shot.
I agree.
They're not the James Harden Rockets. They're not the Damian Lillard Trailblazers. Like, they have too much talent. He is such a great passer. It's the most underrated part of his game is his passing. He's phenomenal. Yep. And he has these special players around him between Holiday, Porzingis, White, and Brown.
The entire starting lineup.
They can all hit the shot. So he can command the attention. And if he sees the shot and it's a good shot, take it. You have the green light. You're Jason Tatum.
But the thing about Tatum is if that shot's not there, he'll pass the ball.
But he hasn't in the last few, and that's what's killed them. He's taken some tough twos when they needed to hit them. Brown did the same thing with the 23 dribble, ISO, three-pointer, fadeaway. Yep. These guys have the green light to do that, but if they want to be a good team and they want to beat the Denver Nuggets, they have to be smarter than that. They have the best players I've ever seen since 2008 assembled.
100%.
They have too much talent to pound the ball into the ground and take a bad shot.
100%. And, the biggest thing about having the best players since 2008 is the fact that it's not just the starting five.
No, it's the bench depth, too.
The bench is deep.
Yep.
Because you have guys like Pritchard, who's been scoring with Drew Holiday out. He's been scoring 15 to 20 points a game. You have Sam Hauser, who will pop off and get 24, 25 every now and then. You'll have Al Horford coming off the bench.
He's going to get playoff minutes. He's going to play big minutes in the playoffs.
Yeah. All these guys can come off the bench and make a significant impact. You could even go down to Luke Cornette, who I think you'll see in the playoffs.
You could.
And not for long. I'm not saying Luke Cornette's going to get extended minutes.
Like in the first series or two.
Exactly. Yeah. And honestly, even past that. But even past that, he's going to get maybe 5-6 minutes a game, kind of resting, depending on how the lineups go. Like, if you have Al and KP out there, you give KP the 5 minutes of rest and let Al and Luke go out there and do their thing. So I think that's where Luke Cornette comes in because, obviously you're not going to see Keita. You're not going to see
Springer.
26s.
You might see a little bit of Jaden Springer.
Maybe,
garbage
but
time.
Garbage time.
Yeah.
You're not gonna see you're not gonna see any of these like end of the bench guys.
Springer will have a role in future years.
Well,
Coming from two guys that have talked Celtics for 7 years straight.
yeah, I think he'll be a significant part of this team.
I can see a role for him along with Walsh
But it's gonna be
in the future.
It's gonna be the Sam Hauser progression where it was at first it was like, oh, this is just some random rookie who whatever.
Yeah, like garbage time.
Yeah, exactly. But I think it's going to turn into a more significant role, especially as much as they've been playing him. And I think it's the same thing as 26. Again, I don't know his name, but he's been playing pretty significant minutes as like the 4.
Yeah.
Because they'll rotate him in when Al or KP is out there, specifically KP. But I don't think you're going to see any of those guys in the playoffs. But at the same time, you have them.
Yeah.
If anything happens and someone gets hurt, they're half reliable guys to go out there and make a significant difference when you need it.
But at the end of the day, we can both agree that the bar is 18.
Yeah, 100%.
There is nothing else that matters.
This year is a must-win year, and if you don't win the NBA Finals and you don't bring home the Larry O'Brien Trophy,
it's a fail.
This year was a failure.
Epic failure.
And like bad failure.
Bad.
Because you all season you have been the best team by a landslide.
If you don't get it done, I'm going to have to look at you like I do the 49ers.
Yep.
Like, just choke artists.
Yep.
You know? You get there, and when it matters the most, when you're right there, and you cough it up,
yep.
This is the year where you can shut all of it down. You can turn all of that negativity off. And if you get it done this year, it all goes away.
Yep.
You bring the championship back to Boston.
Yep.
It's finally, the green mean machine is back. Brad Stevens built an absolute monster.
Oh, yeah.
And I commend him for it. It's bold.
Oh, you have to.
It is so bold to move on from Marcus Smart, knowing the backlash that could come.
Mm-hmm.
And he put all the chips in the table, and he built... It's not like Phoenix, where they just threw a bag of money at Bradley Beal.
Yeah.
Or
these
Kevin
just shuffled
Durant.
star players.
Just shuffle megastar players that don't fit. The thing about this squad right now, going for Porzingis, is he complements the Tatums and the Browns so well that the team is built perfectly. It looks like the Denver Nuggets, but better. Well, the thing about Denver, though, is they've been here.
Yeah.
They've been there. They've done it. That's why they're scary. But this is it for the Celtics. They got to get over the hump. They got to get it done. I believe in them. It's going to be exciting.
I genuinely see no reason why this team doesn't win
Against Denver?
Against Denver. I mean, Denver's an interesting opponent because you have so many things you got to worry about. You got to worry about
It'll be 6 or 7
Jokic
games.
in general, where he's going to shoot, he's going to pass, he's going to bully someone under the net, he's going to shoot a 3. There's just so many things he's going to do.
Jamal Murray.
Jamal Murray's a bucket.
Yep.
And then you have countless other guys on that roster that can score.
Yeah, Gordon and Porter.
The thing
Dynamic
is,
players.
Everyone on the Celtics can also do the exact same thing.
Yeah, I think the Celtics are just deeper than Denver.
They're deeper?
Denver, they couldn't afford to keep Royce O'Neal,
Yeah.
He was a big contributor for them.
Huge.
And
he's playing well. I think he's in New York? No, Knicks.
Phoenix.
Yeah.
I think it's Phoenix.
Oh, that's right. He's in Phoenix, and I think he was just injured too.
Yeah, Missoula contested his shot.
Of course he did.
But yeah, the Celtics, they have to get it done. They have to get it done. Coming from two guys that have watched and talked for
about
7 years straight, every day.
Mm-hmm.
This is the year for them. They got to get it done.
Absolutely, and talking about the Celtics is almost challenging at this point.
Yeah,
because it's just repeating the same points.
Yeah,
but the points are so valid.
We've never felt so strongly about a team winning a championship like this one, We definitely felt like it should have been done before when they lost to Golden State.
Mm-hmm.
Last year, if you remember, we were filming at Heidi's house, and we were enraged with going down 3-0 to Miami.
Yep.
Because they were the better team.
Yep.
And the path was paved, but it was still just a slap in the face. They weren't ready. They were too young. You're running out of time here.
You're not young anymore. At this point, you can't use that excuse anymore. You can't use the too young excuse because Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, the core of this team has been to the finals before and lost.
Yeah.
And they know what it's like to lose, and they've been there. The thing is now you can, you know what it takes, so do it.
When Brad Stevens shipped out Robert Williams, Malcolm Brogdon, and Marcus Smart, it was a slap in the face to the team that, hey, we're in the NBA. This is not about having fun with your friends playing basketball together and traveling the country.
Mm-hmm.
This is about winning a championship for the fans in Boston.
Yep.
That come to every single game, that care about you more than any other fan base for any other team in basketball.
Yep.
This is about the fans. This is about delivering the championship to the most historical franchise in basketball history.
Agreed.
So that's where we stand.
Yep.
On the Celtics. They have to get it done.
Yep.
The boys over here will not stress that enough. It has to be finished.
Yep.
What do you want to do next? You want to do Bruins?
Let's do some Red Sox.
We can do some Sox. I like Sox.
Opening day. I feel
Bruins
like we should go on some Red Sox.
Yeah, I think the Red Sox are due. You know, it's
Yeah.
opening day. We just did a couple shows for the Bastards of Boston.
Yep.
Playing Seattle Mariners tonight. It's exciting. We were talking about how many wins they're going to get this year.
Yep.
I'm sticking with my take of 78 wins. You know, the over-under is set to 78.5,
Mm-hmm.
and I think they pull the same garbage they pulled last year, and they go one short.
Yep.
One short of 78.5, they go right to 78, and they call it there.
I'll actually argue that, and again, I said this on Bastards. If you haven't listened to Bastards, go listen to Bastards. Great podcast. I actually don't think they're going to do the same thing as they are going to do last year. I think it's going to be a prove-it year for these guys, and I think there's a core. I don't want to say there's already a core there because, like we were saying, there's a lot of question marks on that team.
Yeah.
There's a lot of we could be good if this guy plays well. We could be good if this. We could be good if this plays out. You have Casas. Is he going to play well? I hope so. There's Rafi, who, for his standards, didn't have a great year last year. There's so many guys on that team. Trevor Story, another great example.
Yeah.
Is he going to be good? Who knows? Like, it's one of those things where it's one of those, hey, are we going to be good? And it comes down to starting lineups.
Mm-hmm.
Are the pitchers going to be good? But I think it's one of those, hey, everyone's looking down at us going, these guys stink. These guys are not going to be good. These guys stink. We're just going to steamroll these guys and be fine. If your young guys can show up and your vets can play the right game and lead this team, then I think the Red Sox will be okay. Do I think they're a World Series contending team? No. You have the Dodgers who are fantastic. You have the Padres who continue to get better even though they choke every year. Yep. You have so many teams out there that are solid, quality teams that I don't think you can put the Red Sox right now in that conversation, especially in the offseason moves. But do I think that they might scratch at playoffs and come time to show what grit is and show that they can be a good team? Maybe.
Yeah.
I think maybe is the best answer you can get because you don't know what this team's going to do. They could do the exact same thing as last year and win 60 games.
Yeah.
Or they could win 80.
So, a big person that I want to talk about regarding this team is the manager, Alex Cora. He said it himself at the end of last season that he did not bring enough to to the table. He could have been better as a manager.
Agreed.
And now he is in a contract year.
Mm-hmm.
And there is an opportunity for him to get a bag.
Big one.
He is probably the most talented general manager that'll be on the free agent market next year.
Mm-hmm.
So a good team, whether it's the Red Sox or someone that really wants to spend, could have this has the shot to bring in a really good GM. And for Alex Cora, it's his opportunity to show that he can elevate this group of guys. It's a young group, very athletic, and hopefully the defense is improved. The big question mark for them is their starting rotation. Cutter Crawford, he's a young guy. Brian Bayo, another one. And then Houck and Whitlock, two more young guys. 4 of the staff is under 25 years old, I think.
Which could be a good thing.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at the Celtics, their staff's young too. You have Brad Stevens, the first-time GM.
Yep.
Like, even close to a GM role, first-time GM. Granted, he's been the GM for a couple of years here on the Celtics. But
same with Breslow.
Same as Breslow. So it's one of those things where there's a lot of question marks on that team. There's a lot of maybes, there's a lot of what-ifs, but if everyone you're saying and everyone we're thinking can pull it together and do their thing,
yeah, I mean, I think
it might be a solid team.
If they are in the conversation in the East, because I say this everywhere, the East got better.
Mm-hmm.
Corbin Burns is now the ace of the Baltimore Orioles. The Orioles won the East last year.
Yep.
They were a wagon. They choked in the first round to Texas.
Yep.
But during the regular season, a wagon.
Yep.
They just added the best pitcher from Milwaukee to their staff. They are legit.
Yep.
Juan Soto, the superstar from Washington, he goes to San Diego. He's now in the Bronx.
Yep.
He is down the street, and he is paired up with Aaron Judge. Judge and Soto is a fearsome combo.
Yep.
That could be the best duo in baseball.
But it's also the Yankees, so who knows?
But it's the Yanks, and the Yanks struggle with pitching. And Garrett Cole was actually hurt, I think, throughout May. So they're missing their ace right now.
Yep.
Even still, the Yanks, they're going to have some serious hitting power. Toronto, they just acquired Justin Turner from you. They're good. They're always a good regular season team. Master choke artists in the playoffs, but it's going to be hard in the regular season against Toronto, New York, and Baltimore especially. I think Tampa got a little worse, trading off Tyler Glasnow to the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not going to be easy for the Sox. And if they're going to get it done, Tristan Casas needs to be a Triple Crown threat.
100%.
He needs to be leading the offense in a big way. And then, of course, Rafael Devers, you're hoping that he is an MVP candidate.
Yep.
If those things happen, that team could be competing in these.
100%. And there's, like we've been saying the entire time, it was like, it's a long season.
No, what am I saying? I need to.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Come on now. It's either way. That's a lot of baseball games.
No, it is.
And a lot of time to figure it out. So we'll see what happens with them. Another we'll see team, the New England Patriots.
Yeah, Patriots.
There's a lot of question marks. Bill Belichick no longer on the team, no longer in the NFL.
Yeah.
Which was very surprising to me that no one picked him up.
I'm very surprised in the Dallas Cowboys.
But now we have
Mayo.
Gerard Mayo as our head coach.
Yep. Yeah, we haven't been active in a while, but now there's some updates. Gerard Mayo is your new head coach.
Yep.
Alex Van Pelt is the new offensive coordinator.
Yep.
And then they promoted, I think, corners coach. Not the linebackers coach. That was Mayo.
Yep.
They promoted one of their defensive staff
to
defensive coordinator.
Yep.
They retained most of their guys. They retained Bourne.
Bailey Zappi.
Zappy's still on the team.
Oh,
Hunter Henry is the most important offensive player for them, and they retained him, so that was huge.
Yep.
Of course, Stevenson's still here. We just signed Gibson from Washington.
Yep.
And Hooper.
Yep. Hooper was an interesting pickup.
Yeah.
They love doing that. They love picking up tight ends.
Under the radar tight ends.
Yeah, they love doing it. Has it panned out in previous years? No. But they also picked up Jacoby Brissett, which is interesting. Yeah. We have the draft coming up in a couple weeks.
Yeah, they're putting the whole year on this draft.
I think you're right.
Like, they did not trade for anyone yet.
Anyone big, really. You have Hooper, that was a big trade.
They made a couple under-the-radar signings.
Yep.
But they never broke the bank and signed Calvin Ridley or made a blockbuster deal for T. Higgins or something like that.
Nope.
They haven't addressed receiver. But over the years, I've matured as a Patriots fan, and they're setting themselves up to take a quarterback.
Yeah, I think they're setting themselves up to take a quarterback, and I think in total, I don't think it's going to be the best football year you've ever seen.
It's not going to be
Patriots, but I think it's going to be better than last year.
That's all you want.
Yep.
Better than 4 wins.
Yep.
You need something to watch in December.
Yep.
And they look. My plan was sign Baker Mayfield.
Yep.
That was plan A. Sign Baker Mayfield, and then you can either draft Harrison or you can draft Joe Alt.
Yep.
You can either take a tackle or take a receiver and then get the other one in round 2 because you have the quarterback.
Yep.
They did not get the quarterback.
Nope.
Gardner Minshew was around. Sam Howell went for nothing. Justin Fields went for nothing.
I still can't believe we didn't get Justin
Baker
Fields.
Mayfield was my guy, and they did not get him. Kirk Cousins was available.
Yep.
They didn't want to buy any of these guys.
Well, Kirk Cousins was an expensive available
He was
person,
the top.
I wouldn't have paid that kind of money for Kirk Cousins. I think that was a bad sign.
Well, I think if you did that, you could do a Jordan Love thing, where you sit a guy for 3 years.
Yep.
And then he comes out and he is ready, you know?
But do you wait 3 years until whoever you draft is ready? I think the Patriots at this point, you don't have that time.
Jacoby Brissett.
They had Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Aaron Rodgers is a generational quarterback, whether you like him or not. He's a great quarterback.
I think you could have started Kirk for 3 years.
I don't think you get 3 years out of Kirk. I think you get 2 and then at tops.
And then the rookie.
And then the rookie. Which is still a fair point. Like, you could still run with that and you're fine.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I still think you need... If you're going to do that route, you should have done it when Tom Brady was here. You're never going to do that when Tom Brady was here.
The Lamar Jackson draft.
Exactly.
They could have sat Lamar for 3 years. He's
a
project guy.
But I don't know if I don't know. It's tough looking back in the past because you look at these guys and you look at what Lamar's doing now.
Yeah.
Did you even wait 3 years on Lamar?
Well, if you had Tom.
I mean, if you kept what's his face, the kid we had who now plays underneath Lamar,
Cunningham.
Malik. If you kept Malik around, you could have used that and then gotten a Baker Mayfield or a mobile quarterback like Lamar and have done that on the Patriots.
And Lamar was available last offseason.
He was, and we were saying sign Lamar, and we didn't get Lamar.
We didn't do it. We ran Mac Jones back.
Apparently, Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft don't listen to the Bay State Sports Podcast, which is ridiculous. They should, because we only have good
Brad
ideas.
Stevens listens.
He's
going off.
He does listen, so hey, props to you, Brad. I know you're listening. But, yeah, no, it's one of those things where we're kind of in, like, the shoulda, coulda, woulda phase with the Patriots, and we're also in the what the hell are we going to do phase with the Patriots. It's kind of a weird place to be in.
This is what I want to talk about. So they signed Jacoby Brissett.
Yep.
He will probably play 8 weeks, and then you're going to play the rookie.
I think he plays the whole year.
I hope he does, but
if he stays healthy.
It's the Patriots glasses that you have right now. If you look closely, he's wearing the Patriots tinted Kool-Aid glasses. We love Jacoby Brissett here. He's a very nice guy. He plays good football.
Yep.
But he blows.
Ex-Patriot.
Ex-Patriot. Yeah.
He's an elite quarterback, dude.
He blows.
Jacoby Brissett is probably just as good as Tom Brady.
And the fans, if they go 1-6, 2-5, the fans are gonna let you hear it.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Bay-State Sports is gonna let you hear it.
JJ McCarthy will be waiting.
Oh god.
Drake May will be waiting, or Jaden Daniels. I'm telling you right now, by the day JJ McCarthy to the Patriots gets even more heat.
And I just hate that.
The train is chugging.
Mm-hmm.
The JJ hype train is getting out of control. He
control.
was a second-round pick.
Yep.
Now they're talking about him going. At first, it was over Drake May, which was wow. Okay, Drake May's stock has fallen. He was consensus number 2. Now he's going down to 4.
Yep.
But now it's over Jaden Daniels, who was over Drake May. What is happening? This is kind of the bizarro situation of the draft.
It's a really weird draft this year because it's not. I mean, obviously Caleb Williams is going first overall. you
Yep.
kind of. I mean,
That's
the Bears pretty much came out and said it when they traded Fields for a bag of chips.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like the combine threw everyone off because a lot of these guys, Drake May, didn't look as good as he looked when he played in the combine. So everyone's like, "Oh, is he going to be an NFL caliber guy?" I don't know. I think the front offices know more than the scouts and the Twitter people or the X people and like everyone else. But at the same time, it's like, how much do you buy into the combine? How much do you see what's actually going on and like what players you want and like no one knows. And no one knows. I mean, these experts on X and on ESPN and everything else. These guys are coming out and saying something different every week.
And what's crazy is J.J. McCarthy and Jaden Daniels haven't played a game in like 2 months.
Yep.
And somehow J.J. McCarthy goes from a second-round pick to second overall.
Which is crazy.
All he did was he got weighed.
Mm-hmm.
And he threw a football against air.
Yep.
There was no defenders.
Nope.
And he did an interview. And all of a sudden, his stock is through the roof.
Yep.
Now, look. If what they're saying is right, and he has the it.
Yep, he's the guy.
He just has the mentality of winning football games.
Yep.
He doesn't have the talent that the other guys have. Drake May, very big-bodied, strong arm, a lot like Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jaden Daniels, very elusive player, very fast.
Yep.
Lamar Jackson. If he doesn't have that, what he has is the knowledge to read defense and just not turtle under pressure. Like he will power through it
right underneath that field goal post.
And it just screams another Mac Jones part 2.
Yep.
I guess what Mac Jones never had was like the it to win football games. He could read a defense.
Yep.
That's really
Mac Jones is no longer on the Patriots.
Another update. Mac Jones is gone.
Thank God, but also he's gonna ball out where the hell he goes next. You know he is.
Jacksonville now.
Oh, so he's behind T-Law.
Yeah, he's behind Trev.
So hopefully T-Law stays healthy and we don't have to see Mac Jones play football for a little bit.
But yeah, like it's J.J. McCarthy. I'm not taking the cheese on it.
Nope.
Now, the story would be cool if he is the best quarterback in the draft. But
it'd be awesome.
I'm not willing to take that risk at 3 overall.
I think it's more likely that J.J. McCarthy pulls a Will Levis where everyone goes, he's going to get picked in the first round, great quarterback, going to get picked in the first round, and then gets picked late in the draft.
Yeah.
But to be fair, Will Levis is playing great in
Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Yeah.
And Tennessee has made a lot of moves to make that team good around him.
The L'Jarius Sneed trade
Unbelievable.
sets me off, dude.
Mm-hmm.
If you could have traded for L'Jarius Sneed, I don't even think he went for that much.
I mean, you got a bag.
I would have paid him, bro. You had the most cap in the NFL.
Well, that's the thing about the Patriots. What are you doing with that cap?
You didn't spend any of it.
Apparently nothing.
You know, like they must be waiting for
Something.
a big trade for Brandon Ayuk.
And like the biggest thing about the Patriots right now is we just don't know how they look with this current management structure.
Yeah, it's different.
We've never
it's not
seen
Belichick.
It's not Belichick. Because if Belichick was still in office, we'd be talking ourselves into, okay, we're gonna pick a lineman in the first round that is gonna go in the 5th.
We're gonna pick the best pass rusher in the draft.
In the draft, and
At
we're gonna
3
go.
overall.
Whoa, that was sick! But who knows what Mayo's gonna do?
Yeah, but
No one.
last year you had the worst offense in 10 years.
Yep.
And it was time to fix that. So what they did though, I mean, look, I'm gonna give them a chance.
What they did was get Austin Hooper.
They got
like
Austin.
that's it. That's all we've done. That's the thing. That's all we've done.
You have a rookie head coach that was a linebackers coach. He was never a coordinator.
Nope.
He got promoted straight from linebackers coach to head coach.
Granted, Patriots they didn't have titles.
Your offensive coordinator has never been an offensive coordinator for the last 10 years that he was in the league. He was a quarterbacks coach for the Cleveland Browns.
Yep.
And then your defensive coordinator's never been a coordinator.
To be fair, the Cleveland Browns have been doing pretty well with quarterbacks. Granted, their quarterback
Joe
has
Flacco
been
experiment.
in and out of trouble for a little while, and injured and in lawsuits, and all of a sudden Joe Flacco goes off. So here we are.
The worst part of it was that Nick Haley was available and looking for a contract as an offensive coordinator. He was the tight ends coach for the Patriots for a while. He went under Sean McVay in LA. He worked for him there. But then the Patriots bring in a guy from the Cleveland Browns instead of the Rams with McVay. So it's whatever. But you did bring in someone from the Rams, the special teams coach, who ran the worst special teams unit in football last year.
Yep.
So look, it's not going to be easy. I think it's going to be a tough year. I'm not asking to make playoffs. I'm asking to be in the conversation.
Yes. I mean, it's kind of.
Can I see a little improvement?
I
hope the kid looks good, whoever it is.
Yeah, I think the Patriots and the Red Sox are kind of on a similar track right now, where you go, I don't know what the hell is going to happen next season with either one of those teams. Opening day is today.
Couple hours.
And it's a 10 game, and I'm going to watch the first hour maybe of it, and I'm going to bed.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where the Red Sox, I have no idea. It's opening day, and I still don't know.
Yeah.
The Patriots, probably going to be very similar. You'll hear about my take in a couple months. On that one, where I say, I have no idea what's going to happen with this team again. Honestly, next episode, I'll probably say the same thing.
Well,
don't know.
We'll do a draft spectacular.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
But before, all right, with number 3 overall, this is the time where we have to talk about it.
Yep.
We probably won't talk about it again until they make the pick.
Yep.
2 questions. First off, who will they take? And second, who do you want to take?
I think with who will they take, the answer is who the hell knows. Because...
That's not acceptable.
No. It's acceptable for this reason. I think it's who the hell knows.
I want to name.
Because if it was up to me in what I think this team needs, you take a quarterback. 100%. I think you take Drake May, and I think you ride with that. I don't believe in J.J. McCarthy. We've already talked about it. I don't think J.J. McCarthy is what everyone thinks he's going to be. I'm not an NFL expert. Well, I am an NFL expert because I do have a podcast.
You do run Bay State Pats.
But I have watched a lot of Patriots. But I think we need a quarterback. But at the same time, there's a lot of other holes in this team.
Oh, yeah.
There's an offensive lineman, and your guy, who's your guy that you...
Joe
Alt.
Yeah.
You could go that route.
Captain of Notre Dame, Fighting Irish football.
You could go that route. That's a good leadership guy. You could go quarterback route and pick your selection. I mean, we're pick number 3.
Yeah.
We could pick the 3rd best quarterback because I assume number 2 is going to pick a quarterback. Number 2 is Washington, right?
Yeah, they're taking a quarterback.
They're taking a quarterback because they traded Sam Howell, which was so dumb.
I know, they traded him for nothing.
Because Sam Howell is a good quarterback.
He is.
I don't know why they traded him.
They could have held on to him and made him the bridge.
It doesn't make any sense to me, but whatever. It's fine.
Oh, okay.
It's Washington. Sorry, see, they suck.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where do you wait to the second round to take a quarterback? Because there's still going to be good quarterbacks in the second round. This draft is loaded with good quarterbacks, and a lot of the other teams don't need them.
See, this is the big take that a lot of people have is the difference between 2 and 6 in quarterback depth. So, J.J. McCarthy now. J.J. McCarthy to Bo Nix.
Washington's taking J.J. McCarthy. That's my take.
They are all identical.
That is such a Washington take.
Oh, it's such a Washington thing.
They're like, he's good, and then he's going to suck and do nothing, and they're going to trade him.
Which leaves the Patriots at 3 with their choice of either Jaden Daniels or Drake May.
Or Harrison.
Or Marvin Harrison, if you want him. We didn't talk receiver, but...
I don't hate... Now that, now that we're talking about it, and I'm, getting a chance to think about it...
Harrison at 3.
I think Harrison at 3, and you take a quarterback in the second round.
See, I would love Harrison.
I think Harrison
that was my original
makes
take.
A lot of sense in this team. Because that's been your take since the beginning.
It was.
And if you think about it, number 1 is going quarterback. Number 2 is going quarterback.
So
you have Harrison.
You can get the 3rd best quarterback or the best receiver in the last 2 years.
And I think, because Patrick Mahomes was a first, but he was 14 or something.
No, he was top 3.
He was top 3? Well, okay.
The Chiefs traded up from 13 to 2.
Okay, fair
Took him right after Mitch Trubisky.
Bad example. Also horrible that Mitch Trubisky went. But that's a great point. Mitch Trubisky went before Patrick Mahomes.
So Caleb Williams and J.J. McCarthy. Markelle Fultz
and Lonzo Ball went before Jason Tatum. So it's one of those situations where you go, why?
Luka Doncic went after Trae Young.
And then they traded, but besides the point. Unless you get a guy that you've talked to their coach, you've talked to him, you've seen him in combine, you've done all your research, and you go, I love this guy. I'm sold in this guy. I want this guy. I know we can get this guy. Let's get him.
Yeah.
Or you look at, and that's not just a quarterback. That could be Joe Alt. That could be a running back. It won't be a running back.
Bijan Robinson last year.
Yeah, type guy. Unless you have a guy that you're like, I love this guy. You take the receiver that is going to be
a lock.
Yeah. Because if that receiver is nasty, which he is, Harrison is that guy. If he's nasty and he's the only person Jacoby Brissett passes the freaking ball to, and it is a running game or Jacoby's passing the ball to Harrison, and then the defense is, because our defense is good.
Oh,
we have a great defense.
Their defense is
especially
awesome.
When they're healthy.
Yeah.
Because you have Gonzalez, who we still have, which we call, which is sick.
Who has the shot to be the best corner in the league.
Yes. And then you have a lot of other
Peppers and Duggar.
Yep.
At safety.
And Duggar got extended.
Yep. You lost Miles Bryant.
But
who's a utility guy in the
Who's
back.
a utility guy, but whatever, it's fine.
But Keon White is going to be a monster.
You have a lot of guys that you can go for. That's why I think you go with you. There's a possibility they could go the Joe Alt route, which would make a lot of sense for this team because this team is not great right now.
The line is bad.
The line sucks, but also you can beef that lineup in later rounds.
But the left tackle is the most important position on the line. Trent Brown, if he was locked in,
I think Trent Brown's
gone. He's gone.
Yeah.
But if he was locked in, he was capable.
Yeah.
But the guys that they have trotted in there between Mafi, Anderson, and Reeve have been pitiful.
I think they extended Mafi, didn't they?
Probably.
Oh, no, they extended Reeve. That's who they extended.
Pitiful players. They looked bad.
Well, Reeve is young. I think Reeve could make a little bit of a comeback and be worth it if you get a guy in the second or third round that could replace him.
I think
if you have a guy that you have, and like, again, back to the point. Years past, we nailed Gonzalez.
Yes, you nailed
We
him.
said Gonzalez probably going to go with the Patriots because Bay State Sports knows all.
Yes, we do. We were on
this
that.
year, you can't read the team because with Bill Belichick, you kind of knew he was going to do some Bill Belichick shit. Trade back, get the guy he wanted, get some extra picks, pick up some guys later, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
You knew you were going to get that out of Bill Belichick. I have absolutely no idea what the new, because we have a new GM too, right?
Elliot Wolf.
Yeah. I don't even know the guy's name.
He wants to build it the way the Packers build their team.
Which is great. So
they do it through the draft.
It's
going to take time.
Great. But at the same time, I don't know what he's prioritizing. Bill Belichick is prioritizing the defense.
Yeah.
He's going to pick some guy early because the fans want him to. An offensive guy that's supposed to be good, and he sucks. That was the Bill Belichick way.
Yeah.
For like the last 5 years. We know what's going to happen with Bill Belichick. Look, we don't know what this team is prioritizing, so we can't say they're going to pick a quarterback, they're going to pick a lineman, they're going to pick Marvin Harrison. In my opinion, I think it makes a lot of sense to go
Harrison at 3,
get a quarterback at 2, and then
find a lineman.
Or trade back in the second, still get the quarterback you want, get an early 3 or even another 2.
I think you got to trade up.
You swap in 2. You're already
round.
high in the second round.
You are high, but I don't think you're high enough to get a quarterback. The quarterbacks are getting scooped out.
Yeah, but if you wanted a quarterback, would you take him late first?
You would have to trade back into the first round from your second round pick.
No, I think quarterback's going to fall to the second.
I think all the top quarterbacks.
I think you're high enough to get, because you have who's the guy who's ginormous? Is that Drake May? I think it is.
Drake May will be going to the Patriots at 3.
Yeah.
J.J. McCarthy probably to the Vikings at 5. They're going to trade up to 5 and take J.J. McCarthy. I think Jaden Daniels goes 2 to the Commanders. And then it's Penix and Nix.
Do you think Penix can pan out? Because I like Penix.
I like Penix too. He's got injury issues, but a team like the Giants, what's stopping them from taking him? Same thing with Bo Nix, you know?
Yep.
And the Vikings are taking a quarterback. Mm-hmm. I know whoever's available, the Vikings are taking a quarterback. They're trading up. They just traded up to get a second first-round pick to put in a package to potentially the Patriots. But the Patriots are stubborn, and they've told them no, I've heard.
Yeah.
That they will trade up to take a quarterback at 3. The Commanders are a likely suitor that actually might say yes to the trade.
Yep.
But most likely, what I think would happen is...
I don't know if the Commanders would say yes to that.
I don't know
who they don't have anyone anymore.
They're more likely than the Patriots do.
Agreed. Okay.
I've heard the Patriots are stand put on 3rd overall.
Because what is still consistent is Robert Kraft is on that team, and Robert Kraft is no dummy.
And yeah, he wants someone to sell the jerseys.
Yep.
You know,
someone to sell the jerseys. Something, Because
to give the team a little bit of buzz.
To give the fans a little bit of buzz.
They have had no buzz for
because
a
I don't think
long
it's just
time.
jerseys with Kraft. I think Kraft genuinely cares about his fans.
Yeah.
At least he puts off that perception, and I'm gonna ride with it. I'm gonna believe
More
it.
than John.
Oh, 100%. John doesn't give a shit about the fans.
No,
he gives a
does
shit
not.
about Liverpool fans.
Yeah.
Which, as a Liverpool fan, I kind of appreciate because that team is
But-
really good right now.
Meanwhile, as a Red Sox fan.
As a Red Sox fan on the Bay State Sports Podcast, I don't appreciate it. But at the same time, it's one of those things where it's like, I hope we take a quarterback. The right move is to take a quarterback.
Yeah.
The right move is also to take Harrison.
Yeah.
I don't think you go lineman. I just don't think. I think you can get a lineman that's not as good as Joe Alt, and I don't see them taking Joe Alt.
I want the lineman in the second round.
I think second round's lineman.
I think you can get a left tackle that can start games in the second round.
And I think if you're a competent drafter, I think you can probably get a solid receiver in the fifth.
Or you could find the Puka Nakua in the third round.
Yep.
You could find a guy there. It's not just a crapshoot, but I understand the Harrison take. It's splashy. It's sexy.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all of a sudden, the Patriots get Harrison.
And they have a star receiver,
Superstar
what's
guy.
his face out in Minnesota?
Jefferson.
You get
they
a
get
Jefferson
Chase,
type guy. You get Jamar
Tyreek
Chase.
Hill.
You could even throw
Garrett
in
Wilson.
like Garrett Wilson. Who's the guy in the Steelers? Pickens.
Pickens.
You get a Pickens type guy.
Yeah.
Patriots now have a receiver that they can trust.
But this
which
guy,
we don't currently have.
This guy, if they take him at 3, is Jamar Chase level. He's the top of the top, cream of the crop. Chase, Jefferson, Devontae Adams, Tyreek Hill. He's one of those guys.
Yeah.
And that is tempting.
It's
Set
very
up for it.
tempting, but you don't have anyone to throw it to.
No, that's the thing.
But
they don't
at the
have
same
the
time,
quarterback.
you got to keep in mind, Patriots aren't win now.
No, you're right. I also think, though, that...
So they might go, let's ride with Brissett, get the receiver, maybe get a guy in the second, like a
Bo Nix.
Bo Nix type guy, see if he's any good, because we've seen it years past. Second round guys are good.
If the talent is identical, which some people say, between Drake May through J.J. McCarthy and Jaden Daniels, Penix, and Nix, if they're all the same guy, then take Harrison.
Take Harrison.
It's a no-brainer.
Get Nix with your second round
If
pick.
you look
third round pick, get your lineman.
If you look at them and you say they're identical, all of them, then it's a no-brainer. Harrison is there. What people say, though, is Drake May is the next Josh Allen right there. Or J.J. McCarthy, it has the moxie of a winning mentality, like almost like Tom Brady
I don't
back
think he
in the
does,
day.
but whatever.
I don't think J.J. McCarthy's proved anything to anyone, and all of a sudden he had a couple good interviews, and he's insane.
And was meditating under a goalpost, and he's an elite player, and had got that dog in him. I don't think that has the dog in him. I think Caleb Williams, as much as everyone's shitting on him, fucking painting his nails, sorry for my language,
Lip gloss.
painting his nails,
Pink
lip
phone.
gloss, pink phone. Everyone's like, what a loser. Doesn't have that dog in him. I think that shows that he's got more confidence than any of the other guys.
Look, Tristan Costas paints his nails. He's my favorite player.
Yeah, I mean, all right, here we go. Here's our Bay State Sports PSA.
We gotta do it.
Who the hell cares if you paint your goddamn nails? It has nothing to do with how good you are at football.
Yeah.
If you're a little bit of a weird ball and you're a little off and you paint your nails, you're not the status quo, you paint your nails, you do your thing, who the hell cares? He's an elite quarterback. He is number 1 overall pick without a question. He is the best quarterback in the draft as it sits right now without a question. Why are we saying, oh, his nails are pink? He's not a good quarterback. That's dumb. No, it shows he has confidence. If you have go out there, all you people like me and Brendan who have real jobs, including the Bay State Sports Podcast, which is elite
Yes.
We're killing it. You know what?
Content.
I'm coming on the next episode of the Bay State Sports Podcast with fucking pigtails. I'm doing it because it shows that you have confidence. If you don't care about what people think of you like that, and you are at a NBA game as the first number, wasn't it an NBA game? I think it was an NBA game.
Yeah, he was at, I think it was NBA game.
If you're at an NBA game as the first overall pick, you know you're making it on the screen. You know you're making it on the Jumbotron. You know you're making it on the screen.
CJ Stroud at the Celtics game last year.
Perfect example.
I wanted him.
And we should have got him because he's an elite quarterback. But if you show up like that, you have confidence. You know you're going to be in the big screen. You know people are going to be talking shit about you because it's football.
Oh, yeah.
It's a hard-nosed, blue-collar game.
Yeah.
The guys who watch that game and the ladies who watch that game, they're regular-ass people who love the game.
Yeah.
And some of them don't like the paint and nails thing. And he went out there and went, I don't care what you think, I'm going to do my thing. That's a winning mentality right there. I think that shows more in good than it does in bad. So everyone who has a problem with it, get over it. That's my rant.
Yeah, I
Sorry
think...
about that. I had to rant about that because it's been pissing me off for the last 3 days.
Dude, that's why we're here.
Yeah.
That's why we got the show.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
We got to tell the people what's up.
We've been pumped 26 lead. We've been pumping them out, bro.
Yeah, we've had a little hiatus,
but we're back.
We've had a lot of life stuff going on. I moved into this beautiful place.
New pad here.
New pad, new stew.
When it comes to Caleb,
yes,
the talent is undeniable.
Yes,
he is an electric pocket presence. He can bomb it. He is elusive, and he's smart. He's a very smart player. He's a very good football player. He's been consensus #1 overall for 2 years in a row.
Agreed.
Whereas Drake May, on the other hand, was consensus #2, who is now falling behind JJ to 4. So, just goes to show your spot isn't always a lock where it is. But for Caleb, he's that good. He belongs there. Yeah. He looks that good. Chicago has a good one. They made a good trade. They made a good trade with Carolina.
I don't know how they got it, because they have 2 first, don't they?
The Carolina Panthers traded up from 13-1 last year to take Bryce Young.
Who's been pretty good.
They gave up.
That team just stinks, but Bryce Young has been pretty good.
They gave up 13 overall last year and their #1 pick this year. And Caleb Williams going to Chicago. And they look poised. They just got Keenan Allen and DeAndre Swift as well.
I mean, they're putting all their eggs in the Caleb Williams basket, and he's not even on their team yet.
Yeah, and that's why
they're doing the same thing that
I'm annoyed with the Pats. The Pats got Austin Hooper and Antonio Gibson for Drake May.
You see, the thing is, the difference between Chicago and I would love Brandon Ayuk. I think Brandon Ayuk is just on the edge of just being that breakout guy.
He would be your #1 guy.
I think the only reason why he's not is because he has so many other weapons on that team.
Yep.
I think Brandon Ayuk is going to be great. But the difference between the Bears and the Patriots is the Bears had a decent record and Justin Fields.
Yeah.
So guys went, Justin Fields, good quarterback, I'm going to that team. Right?
I mean, this year though, everyone knew they were taking Caleb.
Another great example. All right, they're taking their #1 overall pick. I've seen this guy play because these guys go home after a game or the Saturday before a game and they're watching college. These guys love the game.
Yeah.
So they've seen Caleb play, and they go, this kid's legit. I'm going to this team. They have the #1 overall pick. They're picking Caleb.
The Keenan Allen pickup is huge.
Massive for that team. And Keenan Allen and DJ Moore on the same team.
Keenan Allen,
is
DJ Moore.
Still there?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. So
they're going to be awesome.
And so Keenan Allen, because was Keenan Allen free agency or a trade?
Free agency.
So these guys are going there in free agency going, we have a good line.
Yep.
We have a good defense. A solid defense, and we have a good quarterback.
Yeah.
He's going to be a rookie, but I'm Keenan Allen.
Yeah.
I'm very good.
I'm going to get separation. Yeah.
So, and then you look at the Patriots, and they go, well, their defense is good.
Yeah.
That's about it.
And you lost Belichick now, too, which was a big draw for defensive guys, at least. They'd be like, oh, I get to go play for Belichick. I'm going to make
a defensive guy. But I think a lot of those guys now look at the Patriots in a similar light. Granted, it's not Bill Belichick.
It's not Belichick.
But I think a lot of guys have a lot of respect, especially defensive guys have a lot of respect for Gerard Mayo.
Yeah.
Just because he's an old player, and coming from the reports, he's a player's coach.
Yeah.
So he's one of those guys that they go, okay, this is going to be fun.
The vibes are going to be better.
The vibes are going to be better. And that's another thing we haven't touched upon yet is the coaching aspect of it.
Yeah.
Because with Bill Belichick, do your job, get it done, drive you into the ground, blah. Now with Rod Mayo, it's like, all right, I'm a player's coach, kind of Doc Rivers-esque.
Okay.
I'm a player's coach. I'm a fresh head coach. Granted, unlike Joe Mazzulla, he had a whole offseason to prepare.
Yeah.
Figure out how he's going to run this team. He's going to draft. He's got players on contracts. He can say, I want to keep this guy. I don't want to keep this guy. He's got time to prepare, which is great. But
at the end of the day, I want Drake May as the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
If I have to sit him the whole year, I'm fine with it. It's ideal to me, honestly.
Honestly, I'm with you.
Patrick Mahomes sat a whole year. He played 1 week his rookie season behind Alex Smith, and then he became a really good player.
And Alex Smith was also a very good quarterback. I don't think he learned a ton from Alex Smith, but I think he learned some about playing in the big leagues. I think it's healthy for these young guys to play under another quarterback just because of the fact.
It's a different game.
It's a different game, and these guys are hitting you and coming at you and covering your guys.
The windows are a lot tighter, and it's all so much faster.
The worst guy on the other team covering your receiver is the best guy you played against in college.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part about the NFL.
Yeah.
Because there's a billion college teams.
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys played some really okay, at best, college teams. Like, I don't know, for example, the best corner on UMass Amherst probably didn't even make the
NFL, yeah.
And he was probably a stud at UMass Amherst, but he sucks. So when a team that is actually good with a solid quarterback goes into UMass Amherst, he's throwing as that guy going, oh, he's been cooking me all day, I'm going to go to my second option. Every single guy.
Meanwhile, you play the Panthers, and it's like, it's better competition.
It's better competition and the Panthers are trash.
Yeah, and this is why, like, the thought of Jaden Daniels scares me, is going up against the Las Vegas Raiders, and you gotta go up against Max Crosby, who can bend this kid in half. I'm sorry. He's like 200 pounds at 6'1". He's going to get crushed by these guys. Max Crosby, Brian Burns, these pass rushers. They're going to destroy that kid. I love Jaden Daniels as a prospect, and if we end up with him, I'm more than happy with it.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the two, I go May because he's bigger, stronger, and I know Josh Allen was a project. It took time, and that's what we say here. It takes time, all right?
Yep.
And I love the idea of Drake May becoming our own Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Big guy, physical, extending plays with his legs, but also as a cannon, you know? Just need a smart player, though, at the end of the day.
And I think the thing, like, I hate comparing guys to Josh Allen because Josh Allen is a awesome quarterback. He's a lot of fun to watch. The issue is that he's on the Bills.
And he's the option. He's the only option.
He's the only option, but he doesn't have to be.
No, he doesn't himself.
That's my thing, but that's the Bills.
Yeah.
The Bills, as good as they have been, and as much as they have beaten us in the recent time.
They lost to us last year.
Well, exactly. They're not a well-run organization.
No, they are not. And they have Steph Diggs, and they can't figure it out.
Yeah, and they can't figure it out to just pass. I mean, it feels like every offseason, Stephon Diggs comes out and goes, I hate this team. They don't pass to me.
Yeah.
Just pass the damn ball to Steph Diggs so he shuts up and he's happy. Because you know what? He'll freaking catch it.
He will.
Like, Steph Diggs is a
He's
phenomenal
a very good
player.
Very good player.
So, I hate comparing guys to Josh Allen because of that. But if the Patriots get a Josh Allen, hear me out. If the Patriots get a Josh Allen, I think the Patriots are a more competent organization. I think they're more structured. I think they understand things better. In all fairness, I have no idea what this new Patriots office looks like. I have no idea what the coaching staff looks like. I barely even knew who the GM was.
Yeah.
So anything can happen. We might turn into the Bills. I hope we don't, but we might. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I think that the saving grace is Gerard Mayo played under Belichick, he coached under Belichick, and he learned under Belichick. What everyone will tell you, and you watch any interview with anyone who's ever played, even Vrabel, who I think should still be a head coach in the NFL. I think he was a fantastic head coach in the NFL. The organization gave him Derrick Henry, and that's it.
Yeah, I can't believe Vrabel is gonna pull a Doc Rivers in Cleveland. He's gonna go right now. He's an advisor or whatever.
Yeah,
he's gonna be the head coach.
I think he'll be.
The stakes are too high in Cleveland.
Yeah,
you know they gave up a haul to pay and trade for Deshaun Watson, and Nick Chubb got hurt last year. Like the Cleveland Browns, they had Myles Garrett was Defensive Player of the Year last year.
They're a good team.
They had the second best defense in football.
Yep.
They probably have the highest ceiling in the defensive wise.
And honestly, I wouldn't say they have the highest ceiling on offense too, but they have a very good offense if everyone's healthy.
Now that L'Jarius Sneed got traded from the Chiefs, the Browns actually have the highest ceiling.
Yeah.
Before it was the Chiefs, but they could not afford to keep L'Jarius Sneed.
No, especially when they paid Chris Jones, when they had to pay Chris Jones.
He has Patrick Mahomes level impact on defense,
which is crazy.
He is such.
Also, how did no one pick him up?
I have no idea, dude.
I wonder if he just went to all the teams and went, no, I'm waiting. I'm just gonna wait for the Chiefs.
I'm waiting for the Chiefs.
Yeah,
the Chiefs are gonna cough it up.
On the Chiefs.
Yeah,
which is fair.
And the Chiefs coughed it up, and they should have. And
then they won the.
They are a very good team.
They're not as good this year. They lost a lot of guys.
Yeah,
although Patrick Mahomes is still gonna be Patrick Mahomes.
Rasheed Rice is gonna be better than last year too.
Yep.
Kelsey's probably gonna get worse, but
I don't know. I think he's gonna get.
They're gonna try to do Al Horford with Travis Kelce.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think they're just gonna kind of keep him
healthier, ready for playoffs.
Keep him healthier. Keep him because when his brother retired, who I'm gonna say this right now is gonna play next year.
Really?
I think Jason Kelsey's gonna play.
Philadelphia?
Yeah. Huh. I think Jason Kelsey's gonna go back to Philadelphia. I think the Saquon signing.
Ooh, true.
Which is a huge signing. Philadelphia's going to be good again. I hate to say it.
Did they lose to Tampa again, though? No. Because Tampa came out and kicked their butts. Baker Mayfield.
They re-signed
the Philly killer. Yes. And they still have Rashad White.
Yep.
Very good running back.
Yep.
Very good defense.
They
the
still
coach
got
sucks.
One too, right?
Todd Bowles
is not a good coach.
Blows.
Yeah, no. But to be fair, he only had Baker for half a season.
Yeah.
I think if Baker gets a full off season with this team, learns the plays, and can actually play under the quarterback,
Baker's a good player.
I've always thought Baker was a good quarterback. Never understood why the Browns moved on from him.
They gave him 3 offensive coordinators.
Deshaun Watson is not as good of a quarterback.
No, he's not on Baker's level. The Browns are going to Brown.
I could be biased because of all of his shitty past.
But the Browns are going to Brown.
He was really good on the Texans. And he didn't play for, 2 seasons?
Yeah, about a season and a half to 2.
But is that enough for him to be fully washed?
Currently, as they stand, he is not on Baker's level.
No.
Baker won a playoff game.
Yeah.
He led the Bucks to the playoffs beat the Eagles,
who were supposed to win it all.
No, and then he lost in the second round, I think, to Detroit.
Who was an
very good team.
And that game was a
very close.
Very close game. Very good game.
Yeah. No, Tampa's legit. And Baker's awesome, and I'm really happy for him. Because there was a point where he played he didn't get any snaps for Carolina. He got a week in Los Angeles, and no one wanted him. And I was like, Patriots, please, please, please. Yeah. Tampa gets him, and then he leads them to a playoff berth.
Yep.
So I'm happy for Baker.
Yeah.
I wanted him this year. They didn't get him. The price tag was too big.
Yeah.
And also, he wants to stay there because they have a thing there. You know, they have a good team.
They're rebuilding. And that's great.
They're handling post-Brady better than us, and I give them credit for it.
Are we low-key Tampa fans?
Low-key, always have been.
Yeah.
But, look, they have hit, your post-Brady, you had to reset 4 years in.
Yeah.
Now you're at ground
Tampa
zero.
did it after one.
Tampa did it after a year.
Granted, Tampa has Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, and...
But they're willing to pay those guys.
Yeah.
You know,
And I'm hopeful that the Patriots rebuild can be successful now that Belichick's not there. And don't get me wrong.
Love Belichick. Belichick
is the greatest coach of all time. He won 6 Super Bowl rings.
He has 8 championships.
This is another thing that pisses me off.
He gets a lot of disrespect.
Well, Tom Brady carried that team. Look what Belichick's done with Mac Jones. Mac Jones has not been a good quarterback.
No, he hasn't.
He was good his first year and kind of his second, but he hasn't panned out to be the quarterback he's supposed to be. Last year, we should have won, I think, probably 5 or 6 games. The amount of games, and if you listen to the recaps, I was very supportive of Mac Jones.
Yeah.
A lot of them. I was like, if you look at the stat line, it's really not a bad stat line. You did all right.
Yeah, but remember the Eagles game?
Towards the end, it was just, here's the game-winning touchdown. Just make a good throw, and he threw an interception.
Yeah, he would choke.
He was in his own head. It was a bad system. But let me get back to Belichick real quick. I think Belichick is the greatest coach of all time. I will never say anything bad. And when I say bad, I don't mean I won't criticize him. Because, of course, everyone's open to criticism. Because we have a podcast and that's what we do.
We've got to be objective.
But I think Belichick was holding this team back in terms of, I don't want to spend the money. I don't want to make any drastic plays. And I understand his reasoning of, I'm not going to pull name a team that's bought 1 million players and has done nothing. I don't want to pull that. But at the same time, Jaylen Brown is left hand. At the same time, I think this team is looking at what they have. They're going to go through this draft, get who they can get, build a team this year, see how we play, and then next season, I think it finally opens us up. Because this offseason, why spend?
No.
You don't know what you're going to do with the team.
No, the big thing is you want to take the quarterback, and you hope he's the guy. And I'm not going to lie, you just pray, because it's a crapshoot.
Oh, yeah.
Look
at Mac Jones.
The 2021
Mac
year.
Jones was supposed to be the next Tom Brady.
The 2021 year was Trevor Lawrence was acceptable, but Wilson was a bust. Mm-hmm. Fields probably a bust. Jones.
I wouldn't say Fields is a bust. Fields is just
Trey Lance.
Trey Lance is a bust.
5 guys that aren't in the league right now as starters.
Yeah.
1 guy, Trevor Lawrence, is a starter.
Trevor Lawrence is a great quarterback.
He's
just on the Jags.
He's on the Jags. But then the next
talk about trash organization.
The next year is Joe Burrow, Eagles quarterback, Jalen Hurts.
There's a lot of
4 quarterbacks.
There's a lot of really good quarterbacks.
It depends on the year. It just depends on the year.
It depends on the year, and honestly, a lot of it depends on the team. Like,
yeah, the way you cultivate them.
If Fields never got injured and Brock Purdy never was good, Fields would still be on the 49ers.
Or Trey Lance.
Yeah. So
yeah.
Fields, if the Bears weren't a stupid organization and never made that trade with Carolina and Caleb Williams was never, Fields would still be the quarterback. It's There's so much
just the way it's run.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting. Draft is coming up right now. You got 2 Drake May guys.
Yep.
And just hopeful that he pans out.
Yep.
You're hoping you get lucky on this one.
Yep.
Because look, you have the number 3 overall pick. Got to take a shot. I think it's cowardly to trade down when you need the quarterback.
Yep.
But hey, the argument for Harrison is understandable.
Yep.
If he's there and you see it, you're not in love with the quarterbacks, there's a premium hot rod talent right there.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see what happens. The draft is about 30 days away.
Yep, we'll do a draft episode.
We'll do a draft spectacular. I have just a couple things on Bruins before we wrap up.
Yep.
They beat the Florida Panthers.
Yes, they did.
That was a big game for them.
Yep.
And
a big redemption game.
And they ended up losing to Tampa.
Frederick got his ass kicked.
Yeah. And so did Hampus Lindholm.
Yep.
Lindholm is a softie, but he went into a fight, so I give him credit. The Bruins, the big thing for them, I think, stay away from the President's Cup.
Mm-hmm.
That is a curse.
Mm-hmm.
Stay away from the President's Cup because whoever you're going to play at the 8th seed has been playing playoff hockey to make the playoffs for the last month.
And we saw that last year.
You saw it last year with Florida.
Yeah.
So you've been coasting, trying to keep everybody healthy.
Which is a good thing. We didn't do that last year.
But then you play the 8th seed, who has been battling every single night.
And they're already in battle mode going into playoffs.
They've been battling for a month.
Mm-hmm.
And they are just like, this is their new mode.
Yep.
They've been playing playoff hockey forever, and you're just flipping the switch now.
Yeah, which you can't just go, all right, let's get intense like that.
Yeah, that doesn't really work.
You ramp it up, but it's not...
It's not going to be the same level as those guys,
So start sucking.
I think if you play Toronto, you could beat them. Toronto's another master.
Yeah, don't start losing games on purpose. But
no.
We're not Philly.
Losing on purpose.
Philly.
Or like Milwaukee.
Yeah.
You remember when they did that a couple of years back?
Yep. They dodged us.
Yeah, they dodged us or something.
I think it was us, right?
No, we went up to the 1 seed because they lost on purpose.
Oh, that's right. And because
like
they had to play the Nets.
Yeah,
and everyone was afraid of the Nets, and then we beat them in 4.
Yeah, we swept them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so don't lose on purpose, but also I don't want to win the President's Cup. That's a curse.
Yeah.
I don't want to play. I want to avoid Florida as long as possible.
Yep. Because Florida's a hard-nosed, grindy team.
If anyone is going to beat you in the playoffs,
probably them.
It's Florida or Vancouver. Vancouver's really good. But in the East, it's Florida. Florida's scary.
Yeah.
New Jersey's another good team, but really the scariest one. Tampa is a lot like you.
Yeah.
Very talented, finesse hockey. Not tough. The Bruins are not tough at all. Brad Marchand is the captain. They are not tough.
Which was kind of funny because when we were talking about them in the beginning of this season,
what we wanted.
We were like, "Oh, Brad Marchand's gonna bring some toughness to this team."
They're still soft.
Yeah.
They are soft as heck. They're very finesse heavy. They had $5 million on their bench between Swayman and Ullmark.
Yep.
Massive salary cap is sitting on your bench and not on the ice, not a skater. So it's questionable, but that's what they like to do.
Yep. Welcome to the Bruins.
Yeah, so
I mean, we'll see what the Bruins do. I mean, we're like right around the corner from playoffs too, and the Bruins.
They also have like 9 games left.
Yeah, so we'll do Celtics playoffs, Celtics playoffs rundown. We'll do Bruins playoffs rundown. Maybe we can do like a little short pod for the 2 of those.
Yeah, the road to the cup.
We'll be doing more pods, guys. Again, I'm sorry that we haven't been doing more pods.
We've been building the new stew.
Yeah, dude, we've been building a new stew. Hopefully you think it looks nice in here.
Yeah, this is like a hybrid. We're working our way to the...
This is temp stew.
Yeah.
But We also have camera angles now.
Yeah, back to season one.
We're back to season one with the camera
and
angles.
a new brand.
A new brand, new logo. So I appreciate all you guys for sticking around. Any more bonus takes before I sign us out?
No.
Any last words?
I just want to say thank you. I just want to say thank you for riding with us.
Yep.
It has been a trying time to get back into the swing.
Yep.
But we got the angles back just like season one. We're on season 3 now. We're building a new studio. It's been a good journey. Thank you for sticking with us.
Yeah, thank you for sticking with us. Again, life happens. We're not full-time podcasters yet.
We're building it.
Hopefully soon.
What a shot.
But
oh, that was DeJounte. Damn.
Dude, he's good. I wish he was on the Celtics. I still think we should have had him. But anyway, thank you so much for waiting. More podcasts coming soon. More consistency coming soon. Again, we have the new stew. The official new stew is still in progress.
Yep.
But hopefully, maybe next episode will be on it. If not, the episode after that will be in there.
Yeah. Email, comment, follow.
Yep.
Bay State Sports Pod.
Yep.
On Instagram, TikTok, Gmail. And if you follow my Snapchat, usually I throw some stuff up there too.
We're on X too.
Twitter.
Yep, we're on a whole bunch of stuff. So come follow us, come join the conversation, make fun of us, tell us we're doing great, give us your takes. Please feel free to chime in. Every little bit helps. Subscribe on whatever you find us on, and we will see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Shouts out to our NIL athlete, Nick Barrett.
Have a great night, everybody.
Have a great night, everybody. We're so back!
Oh, yeah. Monster.
Oh, my